Hello everybody, welcome. Fantastic to be here. Thank you ever so much for your time. My name is Steve Mills and welcome. It's great to have you on my Results Mastery Live. So today we're going to be talking about the one thing that you can do, or one of many things to be honest, but it's a great way of improving your sales and marketing results. And we're live on LinkedIn, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and I'm also welcome to everybody who's connected to me and listening to me on my podcast, because we're also live on iTunes, on Amazon Music, and about 30 other different streaming sites. So it's just brilliant. I love this technology that enables me today to speak and hopefully to help about somewhere between 7 and 8,000 people we get on this program literally every day. How cool is that, guys? And what does that cost me? Well, I use something called StreamYard. I think that costs me $25 a month. And I've got my podcast, which I think costs me something like $120 per year. So for virtually nothing, I can impact and help lots and lots of people, which has always been my motivation. I've been doing this now for 28 years, this being helping small businesses to grow, to basically make massive improvements in what they do, to really leverage their business, improve their marketing and improve their selling, because that's such an important area. You hear lots of accountants around saying, oh well, it's all about cash flow and that's why 80% of businesses go bust. And yet I'm sure that I'm not sure it's all about cash flow, but you need cash flow. A sale's only a sale when it's paid for, as my dad once taught me. And that still is true today, as it always was. But fundamentally, the objective for a lot of businesses right now is like, how can I make more profit? There's only two ways. You can reduce costs or increase sales. That's it. You need to focus on those. Going forward into 2024, you need to focus on how can I reduce my costs and how can I increase my sales if you really want to be more profitable. And there's only three ways of increasing sales. One, you can increase the number of customers you've got. Two, you can increase the average unit of sale. Three, you can increase the frequency of repurchase. That's it. Now, it all boils down to something very simple, but I'm going to give you probably an even simpler one thing today that could help in that way. And that is to improve your headlines. That's what today's all about. Now, you're probably thinking, improve your headlines. Is that really going to make any difference? Well, let me just tell you, I don't know whether you have just joined me or whether you joined me when my sort of trailer, my introduction slides were being presented to you. But the company on the end of that, the last slide, was a company called Nicolas Jovisa. They were a Spanish company that I worked with several years ago. And they were advertising at the time in the back of a glossy magazine that went out to every local authority in the UK. Now, they sold a great big recycling piece of equipment. One of those things where, waste goes on along a conveyor belt and the bottles go over here, the tins go over there, the paper goes somewhere else and the plastic goes elsewhere. Now, this equipment was priced at £2.5 million each. But the equipment saved local authorities somewhere between £5 and £10 million in recycling costs every year. Now, based on the lifetime value of that the product, that lasted around about 8 to 10 years. It was a good return on investment. You invest 2.5, you get 5 to 10 back each year, and it lasts you for 8 years. So it was a good deal. Now, if you looked at their advert before I started working with them, They were running this advert costing £2,000 on the back of this glossy magazine. You know, it looked great, but they'd had 0 leads from it, nothing. When I asked them about the headline, which, by the way, was Nicholas Jovisa, in other words, the name of the company, and I said to them, why are you using that as a headline? Are you like well known in the industry? No, they said, we've only been in the UK for a short while and it's all about brand awareness. We want to get the company known. I said, well, you know, to be honest, you can get the company known or you can win some business. Which would you rather do? Oh, no, they said, we want to win business. I said, well, you know, Nicholas Jovisa means nothing to anyone other than you. They don't even know what you do. It's not even as though you've got a company called what you do, you know, Nicholas Recycling or something like that. You know, it's just Nicholas Jovisa means nothing. So people are not reading your ad, so you're not making any leads and sales. Long story short, it took me about 10 minutes to come up with a different headline. And that headline was local authorities save 5 to 10 million per year on recycling costs. I just changed that. That's all we changed. That following month, they got 5 leads. Out of those 5 leads, they got 2 sales worth £2.5 million each. £2.5 million each. It took me 10 minutes to figure that out. If we hadn't have done, they'd have probably pulled the ad and stopped doing it, saying it doesn't work. You know, advertising in this magazine doesn't work. Now, if you think about that in terms of modern times, well, let's just take a step back in time, actually. There's an old saying in advertising that the headline is the advert for the advert. And so it proved with Nicholas Jovisa. You know, the headline was the advert. That was what caught people's eye. You know, they thought, oh, wow, what's this about? Can I look? Can I find out more? 5 of them made an inquiry. 2 of them bought. Great. We're really happy with that. Now, when you start to think about modern day, yeah, you could still be advertising on the back of glossy magazines, in newspapers, magazines, and all that sort of stuff. But we've got basically different tools now. You know, so what am I talking about? I'm talking about things like, let's just take something simple that everybody's got, a website. Nearly everybody's got a website. And if I looked at your headlines right now, I'm going to hallucinate that you've got headlines like our services, about us, how we help, and stuff like that. Now, if you have, couldn't you come up with something better than that? Even if you had, you know, grounds maintenance services or consultancy, you know, HR services or, you know, marketing services, accountancy services, legal services, you know, something. And then instead of about us, who cares about you? Well, you do. That's it. Instead of that, have how we help, how we can help you, how we can benefit you, you know, what we can do for you. You know, nobody could care about you. That's the truth. And so, you know, we need to think about what we're going to do in order to, you know, improve the effectiveness of each and every element of our page. But that always starts with a headline. Okay? So that's web pages. What about blogs? Exactly the same thing applies. However, there's a little bit of a difference with a blog, but actually it also applies to web pages, and that is SEO, search engine optimization. By adding a headline that is compliant with Google, as long as you've done everything that you need to do on the page to fit with Google's algorithm, you could find your blog post on that elusive first page on Google. So, you know, if I had a headline like how to find marketing advice, So somebody goes on to Google and types in how to find marketing advice because they want to find marketing advice. Hey presto, what happens is my blog post appears called How to Find Marketing Advice. You get the idea. How to find a good landscape gardener on the Isle of Wight. Again, if I use that as a blog post and somebody typed in, how do I find a good landscape gardener on the Isle of Wight, there's a fair chance that my blog post would appear. Now, it doesn't only apply there. Think about LinkedIn or social media in general and what you need to do on social media in order to get your post read. Because that's what we want to get our post read. So what we need to do is to make sure that we've got good headlines. Now let me just show you a couple of things, if I may. Just bear with me a second while I do a quick share screen. Okay, I think that will share my screen. Oh, okay, I'm going to go here and do that. Okay, so I should be able to share my screen now. Am I sharing it? Yeah, I think I am. Yes, hopefully you can share my screen. If not, I'm waffling on about something that you can't see. But I'm just on LinkedIn right now. If we look here, these are all posts that obviously headlines matter here. But I'm going to go down and look at various. That's a video post, so probably not the best example there. But I'm just looking for an advert. There we go. See that where it says it's promoted, right? So again, we've got a video, haven't we? We've got a couple of video posts. I'm just looking to see what the headline is. But if you look at it, alternative data corporations doesn't really tell me that much. I don't even understand what that's about, to be honest. But maybe that's just me. I love this. That's a great headline, isn't it? Man up. If you're a man, even maybe if you're a woman, I don't know. You got to read that, haven't you? Especially as you see it's from a world boxing champion. Really good headline, I think. There. Look at this one. Yeah, promoted. What does that do? What is it? Plantair and the NHS. I think we could have come up with a better headline for that, don't you? I'm sorry to say it, and I don't wish to be horrible to anybody, but I just wonder whether we could have better headlines. Even a LinkedIn headline, look ahead to the future. How powerful is that as a headline? It's all right, isn't it? But I wonder whether, what the conversion rate, who's going to click that compared with, I don't know, how LinkedIn can help you to grow your business. Do you think that would get more clicks than look ahead to the future? I do, because I'm not that interested in looking ahead to the future, but I'm really interested in how LinkedIn's going to help me. Maybe something like how LinkedIn can help your business to grow in 2024. That might, I think, outpull the other one. Just have a look at this one. This is a really bad example, I think. It's something I picked up ages ago. KPMG, right? One of the leading consultancy firms in the world. I think top 3 or 4. And look at the headline. Anticipate tomorrow, deliver today. Really? Is that the best that the best can come up with? I really don't think so. Transform your business. Visit site. You look at the headlines. In a way, there's 3 headlines there, isn't there? Visit site. How could we improve that? So click here to find out more about how we can help you. That might be better than visit site. Or even click here to find out more. That might be better than visit site. Anticipate tomorrow, deliver today. Well, I just think that's what does that actually mean? What are the benefits that around that. I'm sure that if they thought long and hard, they could come up with something. Transform your business. Well, it's a bit sort of samey, isn't it? I'm sure, if they'd really thought about it and really looked at their copy, I think they could have done better. But, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my opinion and not quite the case. But if you ask me, I believe it is. I believe that's not good. But, any feedback here, guys, please add it in comments. I'd love to hear what you think. So, hopefully we're back in the room now and you can see me again. So, if you think about it, each and every element of your sales and marketing, and if you improved the headline, you'd probably get a better result. If you go to a networking event and somebody says, "Oh, Steve, what do you do?" What I say then at the beginning is my headline. When I send an email out, be it a one-to-one email or a one-to-many email, a campaign to thousands of people, what's one of the most important things? Well, we've got to get it read, Steve. So how am I going to get it read then? Well, you've got to have a good headline. So that, again, is really, really important. Obviously, it's important with things like, adverts that you might be running, Google ads on Facebook, posts on social media, ads on LinkedIn, and so on. So, just go and have a look. It's almost like looking at your marketing under a microscope. And then when you've done with the headlines, go and have a look at the subheads, the headlines underneath that are basically there to get people to continue to read your email, your post, your blog, your web page, your whatever it is. Okay, so that's all I've got to say today. I hope it was of value. I really believe it is. Remember, I helped one company make £5 million with 10 minutes of my time just by working with them on their headlines. And do you know what? It's worth its weight in gold. I remember once, years ago, I had I used to run, when I very first started my business, I used to run a marketing seminar. That was basically what my business was. I'd run a marketing seminar. I used to get 1,000 leaflets and 1,000 letters, and I'd put them in 1,000 envelopes, and I'd send them out. And I used to get 10 to 20 people book onto my seminar. I'd charge them £200. And that was enough to run the seminar again and be profitable and so on and so forth. And the seminar was called the How To Marketing Seminar. And I thought that was a good name. And then I thought, well, I ought to practice what I preach, because I was preaching this back 28 years ago about defining your headlines. And so I changed it to a headline called Marketing Without Money. I thought, that sounds good. Doesn't cost anything to change a headline, and I had loads of other ideas that wouldn't cost anything. So I called it Marketing Without Money, and it had a dramatic effect on the number of people that attended. It actually fell by about 50%. I got half as many. I think the first seminar I got 4 people. That was terrible. So I thought, right, okay, they're not into that. What am I going to do? So I decided then to call it, what was the third one I picked up? I'm trying to remember now. It was the How to Marketing Seminar, then it became Marketing Without Money, and then it became, it was Marketing on a Budget. I mean, I didn't go like free, I went on a budget. And that worked great. I was up around 20 to 30, and I was making more money just by changing the headline. But the first time I got it wrong. The second time I got it right. And that's a really important lesson in all elements of your marketing. I would tell you this, just to finish off. All marketing works. Everything works. It just doesn't work all the time. So people tell me often, I've tried LinkedIn, I've tried Facebook, I've tried Google AdWords, I've tried all this. And when I look at what they've done, they've got an advert, they've stuck it up there for a few weeks, they've invested a minimal amount of money in it, £10 a day for a couple of weeks, and then decided that Google AdWords no longer works. It doesn't work. It's not worth it. What they've done is found one way of making it not work. But by changing things like the headline, the content, the landing page, the use of video, the target market, the keywords, all those things can make a difference in your success or your failure. So start with a headline. That's the first thing I always look at when somebody says, what do you think of this, whatever this is, and then work on trying to improve that, and then tackle each and every other element of your campaign on a one-by-one basis. So that's it. Thank you ever so much for listening. If you want to know more from me, book a meeting with me. It's no obligation. There's no hard sell. Literally, I'll be asking you about you, your business, your marketing, the results you're getting, and the results you want. At the end of it, I'll talk about how to get the results you want and tell you a little bit about what I could do in order to help. I hope that sounds fair. I think it is. If you want to book a meeting, go to steve-mills.com, click on the link on one of the yellow buttons. That'll give you access to my online diary on Calendly, and you can book a meeting with me at a time that's convenient for you. So thanks again, and look forward to speaking soon. One simple thing that you can do to improve your sales and marketing results now and in the future. Please feel free to share this video on LinkedIn and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Full stop.